Let's make our way over towards Erangel. You can see plane path's going to be going over Novo and ending just to the west of Severny. So should make it pretty easy for everybody to make their drops. Hopefully, I'm going to say this. I know the fact that I like chaotic games, but let's not start off with anything like that. These are the last 2 rounds of the event. Every single point matters. So hopefully we'll get something pretty comfy for these guys to work with. Keeping an eye on seeing if there are any maybe contested drops as we go.
Yeah, lots of the West going to be unattainable here. So expect a few audibles. And really, my eyes go towards Sosnovka, where we have had some weird planes on Erangel at least. That's where we've seen the most congestion, the most overlap a few times now. It looks like everybody going to get fairly comfortably situated, at least early on here. TSM and ATC obviously stretching across for North and South Georgia Pole. But no real overlap elsewhere. I mean, Fabled in and amongst Veritas and Hardships, but I think they're just going to settle for a split across Rossock.
See, Comet's going to go ahead and do that Novo loot right now. Praying at this point that it's going to go towards military base, so that way they can get those points that are needed, and they are going to get it. And gosh, Hypoc, I need to stop talking when the circle pops. So, gas cans, Comets, they're comfy. Everybody else sucks to suck. You're going to have to make some type of really cruel rotation.
Sonic's to find. Head kick now on the backside of the shack. Going to get flushed out by some of this utility. At least the bombardment comes through with the nades. First one doing a lot of damage actually on the backside. Tiggleton will find the final and pick that up. 300 will fall as well after dealing with Veritas. So lots of space for them to set up into. And 4 or 5 teams cut out outside on the northeast. And a few teams that are in a precarious position now that are still in the military base itself. Spread very thin, and Alo and Penta are actually controlling the coastline here, but actually it's ATC as well that are stuck behind Gravity for the time being. Zovran just can't find a safe spot on the backside of the shack now, and see Baddie coming up the hillside, going to find Marcelek for free. There's a second player here though, not anticipating he's going to get traded out.
Yeah, ATC is in a lot of trouble right now, trying to figure out how they're going to navigate this. Melon pretty much by himself. He's going to go ahead and go down. ATC's other members going to go ahead and run to the north. But with the long-range shots, Curdy gets vision on Zovran. He's going to get the knock onto him outside the blue zone, so she'll be able to flush it out as well. That's going to be what happens with it. So the question comes to play, what do you do if you're one of these weakened teams at this stage? Circle's going to pop over into the west, and it's going to cut out a lot of the military base itself, still leaving in kind of the landing strip as well as the wall, but a lot of open space in those fields to the south.
It was ATC actually sent it right onto True Sight. I'm sure Berry vibes with the pre-nade there is going to get an opening knock, but comes through. There you go. Trimsy actually going to deal the final blow to Icy Flex, and ATC eliminated here. TS will hold on for the time being. Rumblers now looking to pressure Zenith in one of the bunkers on the edge of the runway. Very difficult here to make this push, Matt.
Those are very aggressive smokes coming down through there. You can see the fact that they're either thinking about aggressing onto them or maybe just covering somebody else trying to rotate around this point. Honey Badger does go down as Gravity was trying to make their approach into this, and with the split that we saw coming out from Zenith, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. They're having to contest with Rumblers on one side and Gravity on the other. Boone is just trying to survive what's going on at the time, trying to juke around the grenades and all the utility that's coming his way. Seeing if maybe he can slow it down for a little bit longer, but there's no chance for him to be able to get too much more out of this other than that grenade that's going to land right on top of Morrow. He can't make it over into Honey Badger, so he has to hold this one down. The Molotov actually connects onto D-Rich as well, and that's going to spell doom for Gravity.
Boone is just pinpoint accuracy with the utility there.
This is such an awkward point to try to climb up. Minox drops the grenade right on top of Adam, and you can see a lot of people getting vision on what's going on. NoCap trying to play around the different points on this. Adam trying to figure out maybe if he can go for some type of play around this point. Gas cans, they're just getting harassed from so many different angles. They still have Microman playing back and building back behind this, but I mean, there's not too much he's been able to get out of it so far. You can see that Adit still just trying to say maybe he can creep around the side, get a little bit of vision, but it's going to be Ploove that peeks up, and Oldless gets knocked onto him. Minox comes up trying to get a little bit of vengeance, but that's going to be a ton of damage dropping back onto NoCap. Minox now being the last member up, trying to find something that can get out of this, but yet again, it's just going to be a quick pickup coming up from gas cans, and they're going to have a little bit of a control point to play for now, but the circle does shift to the south away from where they just fought. And so now Sonics do have their eyes caught up into Fabled. We're also about to make their run and gun approach into this, but looks like everybody is just realizing, okay, this might be the moment to make the play. Keck W does have one of their members go down as they make their approach, but the other two, well, I say that. The other one goes down as they try to get an angle. There's just nowhere for Keck W to find safe. Let's end up shooting him from the south. See Fable's trying to make their rotation now. There's just too many threats. Helmets are already playing from this position. Sneak attack, the last one up. He's going to go down as well. And here we go. Another follow-up coming in right back behind it. Comets don't even have a second to breathe as gas cans roll right up into this position. PK has a read onto it, gets it down onto one, retreats away from the point, spots out another vehicle rolling through, and it is just targets all around him. Gets another connection onto this one. PK trying to hold it together. The last one up for his team, but there are just too many gas cans, and they manage to take the fight.
Pat Caps goes down swinging though, man. He nearly clutched that out. It's just unable to really isolate through the chaos. What? Adam? The ump? Sent out a laser headshot there at like 150 meters. Things will finally slow down. A couple of teams now getting themselves situated. Tiggleton did actually spot out Freeze Cloud. I'm not sure if he able to get the connection though. Two members of Ascendants fall out in the open. Freeze just brazenly proned in the open trying to find something to play behind. There's not an awful lot of anything. TSM now looking to punish Ascendants as they pull up. Zelot and Magi both down right now. Luke 12 actually going to backfill the compound here. She could have been a good opportunity, but Sonics pull up onto gas cans to try and deal with them, trading back and forth here.
Sonics and TSM have the exact same idea, just in different parts of the map. Sonics rolling through, trying to see if they can manage to pump this one up. They know exactly where the gas cans are at, but a quick shift around from two different members are going to make it a little bit more difficult. Mine playing up at the top of it. Last member up for his squad has to be super cautious. Throwables now coming through. We can see he's trying to juke through him as he makes the plays around it. But Hikerman holding up as well as Nikos. Gets a little bit of vision, tries to go for the spray into it. Not going to get enough just quite yet, but Oldless does get rezzed, and this is going to make it even more problematic. But hey, let's go ahead and throw in Zenith as well. Punich getting the shots in the backside of this one means that Oldless is going to go down. While all of that was happening, TSM did manage to polish off Ascendants, picking up even more points, adding more pressure to this fight for Sonic. We're talking about the fact that TSM can get the average points to start making it a little bit scary for Oath as well. Zenith still alive, holding down position, two members up. They use the distraction of Sonic's making this rotation and buy themselves a different space as well. Mime still not going to go down without a fight, gets it down and flush. I think he spotted out Nikos as well, going for another spray, but Nikos is going to hold it up. Does manage to take him down. So gas cans, two members now getting shot from the side of this one. It's going to be very vibes lining in. Punich also getting some harassment into it. Guadalajara gas cans go down, and we have our top four.
Ugh, that's tough.
Circle did pop, naturally favors TSM because, I mean, they own so much of the circle at the time. Does not favor the last positionings and the cover coming out for True Sight. They're going to have to figure out how they want to handle this. Instead, they've got some vision onto Zenith, and they are going to get the knock onto Punich. Honey Badger, now the last one up, finding himself in a hard spot. Let's be real. He's got three members from two different teams on two different angles from him, trying to survive. Penta gets the vision onto him, takes him down, and that pushes TSM up into 12 kills at this stage. Now I'm in a True Sight's positioning. Grenades are starting to run through, but Penta has the angle now, not having to be concerned with Zenith's positioning. Him and Purdy Curry now create a firing line to deny any movement for True Sight. Now down to two members trying to figure out how they're going to make their approach. Purdy already has vision on where another one that. Luke's trying to fight this one off in a 1v1 off to the side of it, but does go down into arson. So there is signs of life and angles that they can try to play, but Purdy finds the angle onto Barry Vibes. He goes down. Now it's all onto arson, creeping forward in a 2v1 and an easy peasy pop there. That's going to be TSM with 15 kills and a round victory. And oh, Hypoc, it's starting to look pretty crazy at the top of this leaderboard.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, no die from last shot. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing.